Hey Precalc, we're working on lesson 2-3. We're on real zeros, and we started a little bit of this finding, when you're given the zeros, finding the polynomial. But now we're going to dig into different ways to find the real zeros. Our essential question is, can you use long division and synthetic division to find real and rational zeros? One of my favorite lessons is setting up long division. So in example 1 here, it says divide x cubed minus 2x squared minus 9 by x minus 3. So we are going to set this up. I'm going to set it up right here as x minus 3, and we are dividing into that x cubed. But this x cubed minus 2x squared does not have an x term. So remember, we have to mark that x term with a 0. So we want to make sure we're always marking that x term. All right, I kind of changed colors throughout here. So how many times, we're only going to look at that first thing, first term in the binomial. How many times does x go into x to the third? So x to the third divided by x goes x squared. And now we're multiplying down. We're just going to distribute this to here and to here, and we're going to do the same thing every time. So x squared times x is x cubed. X squared times negative 3 is negative 3x squared. When you're doing elementary division, remember you have to change the signs. You just subtract. Well, in this case, we have to change the signs totally through the whole binomial or the whole trinomial or whatever you're dealing with. These cancel out, which is what we typically want. And we get negative 2 plus 3, which is 1, x squared. And then we're going to bring down the next term. And again, we're looking into first. How many times does x go into x squared? It goes in x times. X times x is x squared. X times negative 3 is negative 3x. Don't forget to change the signs. So I'm going to go ahead and change this and this. When we add down, we get 3x. We're dropping the negative 9. How many times does x go into 3x? Good, it goes 3 times. So we're always only looking at that first term. 3 times x is 3x. 3 times negative 3 is negative 9. When I change the signs, in this case, I do not have a remainder. So my answer for this one is right here, x squared plus x plus 3. I'm going to move into this example 3. It's a lot longer. I actually like the ones that are longer because you don't have as much work to do. It looks like you have more, but you don't. So we have 6x to the 4th minus x cubed minus x squared plus 9x minus 3. So again, we're looking at first into first. How many times does x squared go into 6x to the 4th? I like to line my x squares up with my x squares, so this actually goes in 6x squared. Some people line it up in the front. It doesn't matter as long as you remember. This now has to distribute to 1, 2, 3 of the terms. 6x squared times x squared is 6x to the 4th. 6x squared times x is positive 6x cubed, and 6x squared, negative 1, is negative 6x squared. From here, same thing. We're going to change the signs. And when I add down, the first term should cancel out. It did. In this case, I get negative 7x cubed because I'm just adding down, plus 5x squared. Bring this one down, plus 9x. And again, we're looking at first into first. How many times does x squared go into negative 7x cubed? Negative 7x. Distribute to all 3. Negative 7x cubed minus 7x squared plus 7x. And when I change the signs, the 7x cubed should cancel out. and we get a positive 12x squared, a positive 2x, and bring down the negative 3. How many times does x squared go into 12x squared? It goes 12 times. And look at this. We're going to have a remainder. 12 times x squared is 12x squared. 12 times x is 12x. 12 times negative 1 is negative 12. When I change the signs, I get a remainder of negative 10x plus 9. So what I'm going to do with this remainder is I'm going to go ahead and write it right up here in the answer. I always write a plus sign, and then I put it in as negative 10x plus 9 over what we divided by, which was x squared plus x minus 1. Now again, just to be aware, you can watch your signs there. Sometimes you'll see a negative where I put that plus sign right here. But here we go. This is the answer, and you guys are really good at your algebra to determine what the signs are.